Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to make Plarn, which is a way of making a yarn that we can weave with and work with and crochet or knit with using a normal plastic bag. So instead of throwing it away into the recycling bin, why not try and make something useful from it? So you need the thinner type of plastic bags like this one here. Unfortunately, I only had a grey one in the cupboard. You need to get your bag really flat and smooth down onto a nice flat surface. You don't need to be too fussy and accurate about this part really, because when you're weaving with plastic, you won't see any imperfections in your cutting. So you need to cut off the handles of your bag, and that can go into the recycling, and cut along this left seam as well. So that you're left with, open it up and you'll see you've got a tube, like so. So, flatten that tube down. And fold it in half. And in half again. And again, and one more time. And pick it up carefully. Now you can see the edges all uneven on both sides, so I'm just going to do one clean cut to trim those off. And the other side as well, it's a bit uneven. You just level that off at the ends. Now we're going to cut about 1 centimetre strips off of here. I'm just going to do it by eye because, like I said, it doesn't really matter too much if they're a bit wonky, but you can mark them out if you prefer to do so. Mark out every centimetre all the way along. Just cut these off. If you've got different coloured carrier bags, that would be really good as well, because you can mix them up and get some variety. We're going to be making friendship bracelets today, but like I said, you can use this method to create your Plarn and make several different things. You can knit with it, I've seen crochet with it. So versatile. Okay, that should be enough. Now just pull all these apart. You can see some of them are a bit wobbly, but it doesn't matter. And we're ready for stage 2. Right, we're going to be weaving using 7 of these loops, but we want them all to be slightly different lengths. You can use the other loops, you will be using the other loops to add to your weave as we're going along, but let's just break this down into chunks so that you can follow it easier along with me. So I'm going to lay out, it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one the full length here. I hope you can see. Just move these up a bit actually. And then I'm going to gradually make the others shorter. That's so that we don't have the knots where we add extra length to our weave as we're going along. We don't have the knots all at the same time. So I'm going to leave that one as is. This one I'm going to make slightly shorter. I should say I'm going to cut the end of this one. Okay. That one's slightly shorter. This one's slightly shorter. Make that a bit neater in the end. And this one. The next one. Just so that it's more staggered. And lastly this one. I don't want you to worry about attaching extra pieces to your weave as you're going along, because it's so simple and straightforward, and that's when you'll use all your extra pieces and strips that you've cut off from your whole bag. Okay, we're at the stage now where we need to make the loom that we're going to weave from. So I've just used a paper plate, but you could use just a circle of card, or you could draw around a side plate or something like that, or a bowl. I'll show you how to make this loom. Fold the plate in half and press down quite firmly. You could even use a ruler actually. Turn it around. I'm going to put a little mark in the centre there just so you can see what I'm doing a bit more clearly. And fold it in the opposite way. It's like a little taco shape. Put another line there. And we want to go across this way now. Fold it this way. Line. And this way. Okay. And then get your ruler, put your ruler onto the line that you created, and just put a little mark on the edge of the plate that lines up with that. And go all the way around. This is where your little notches are going to be, that you're going to rely on. I'll show you how to do that part in a moment. Which one have I missed? This one here. Okay, now we need to create notches so that when we're weaving, the fabric doesn't slip around all over the place. So all you have to do is grab your scissors and just put a little triangular cut like that, just so that it will stop it from slipping when you're weaving. So go all the way around the edge to do that part, all the way around. We need to create a a small circular hole in the middle of the plate as well. So all I did was fold the plate in half and in half again. Fold this way, and you can just draw on top of there. Reminds me of when I used to make snowflakes. Pinned off, cut that bit out, open it up, and you'll have your hole in the centre. Right, now we're ready to start putting our strips together. What you want to do is put all the cut edges together. Just add them together so they're level at the top. Doesn't matter about the bottom. Just make sure they're level at the top. Slippy. There we go. Just make sure they meet. Two more left to do. This would be so nice if you had lots of different colours to use. It doesn't work so well when you use the thicker plastic bags. So you've got it all together like so. You just want to scrunch that up and tie a knot in the top of that. Pull that through and pull that nice and tight. Now I can already see that the hole that I've got is a little bit too big. So I've got a paper clip ready that I'm going to add onto that to keep it secure. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this through, and as you can see it will just come straight through again, so that's no good at all. Put it through, and to hold it in place you could use a safety pin or even a little bulldog clip or something just to stop it from slipping back through again, and you've got your pieces ready to weave with. Okay, we are ready to start weaving. So you've got 7 loops all together. You need to pull them tightly into the notches. It doesn't matter which notch they go in, as long as they're secure in the notch. Be absolutely fine. And you will have one notch that's got nothing in it, which we need. Oops, that one's got caught up there. Yeah, as I was saying, we've got one free notch that we're going to need for doing the weaving. If I just tip that upside down, you can see we've got a secure safety clip at the bottom if the hole's too big, and all of these loops are different lengths, and that's absolutely fine. You've got your spare pieces here that you can add on, and I'll show you how to do that when they're getting a little bit short to weave. So put your thumb on the spare notch, and then all you're going to do is count and go anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Lift that one out, pull it to the bottom, and turn to the free notch and do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3. Lift it up, pull it to the bottom, and turn your plate again to the free notch. 1, 2, 3. Lift it up and pull it to the bottom. It's worth, can you see that's lifting out a little bit? It's worth just keeping an eye on that, just pushing it down and making sure it's quite tight underneath. 1, 2, 3, lift it up, put it down, turn your plate, 1, 2, 3, lift it up and pull it down, keeping that all tight. Now I want to just show you how to add an extra loop, because you see this one's far too short. So all you do is grab one of the loops that you cut. If I can get one free. Come here. Okay, now it's really simple, straightforward. Just lift that out, open that loop up. Get your loop ready on the other one. Okay, now put this loop through that hole there. Put your finger through there, as you can see. Go get the end of that loop and pop it through. And pull gently. And that is now extended and much longer. So when you feel that when you're weaving and you're getting to a place where they're a little bit short, like this one's going to need something added onto it extra soon, it's really simple and straightforward. I think I'll just show you again actually on this one. So grab a loop, pinch that one together, put it through that loop, and then put your finger inside that loop, grab the end of the new loop that you're adding, put it through the hole, and there you go, as you can see. So keep going round and round until you've got the length of weave that you want underneath. You'll see it starting to come through. So I'm going to do a few more rounds of this and then I'll come back to you. Well, that was really good fun, really relaxing. And I think I have done enough now to make a friendship bracelet. I'll just turn it over to show you. You see it's quite long, isn't it? And you can see all the little links in there. And the reason why we started with the loops all different lengths at the beginning was so that we didn't have all the knots in the same place, which would cause the chain to bulk in one area, which we don't want. So all I'm going to do now, I think that's long enough, is undo all of these. And that one. Okay. Pull it through, like so. I'm just going to just trim the excess off of here so I can figure out the next part. So we're going to need to put a knot in here, so I'm just going to roughly divide these in half and just place a knot there to keep that secure. Stop slipping. There we go. Pull that quite tight. Might just put one more in, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Now we're going to need to keep some of these longer parts, because we're going to need those to be able to tie it onto the wrist. So I'm going to decide which ones I want to keep and which ones I'm going to cut a little bit shorter. So I think I'll keep a couple this side, a couple that side. And then trim this lot here in the middle, trim this lot down. But it's up to you really, how many you want to keep. Like so. And once you get it on your wrist as well, you can trim these down a little bit, but it's best just to keep them long at the start. And the other end, all I've done is put my finger through and made a hole. That's all you're going to need. So when it's applied to the wrist, it will wrap round like so, and you can put the strands through and tie it onto the wrist. So, but I just want to trim this off a little bit because it looks a bit messy. And that's it. So these would make a really, really lovely present to a friend in your life, maybe somebody that you haven't seen in a while, especially at the moment with the way things are. Also, this Plarn that we've made, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can use it to crochet with, to knit with. You can experiment with it just using a plastic bag rather than throwing the plastic bag away. So good luck with it, and I really, really can't wait to see all the different things that you've managed to make. Bye for now.